all for coming today on this snowy, chilly day here in New Hampshire, and welcome to Rosemary's Way. My name's Tom Furtado, and I'm the president and CEO of Catch Neighborhood Housing. We at Catch, we're all so excited to be here today to present to you this latest residential development, Rosemary's Way. The development, we thought it very appropriate to name it in honor of our late president and CEO, Rosemary Hurd. And I'm so happy to tell you that Rosemary's husband, Jonathan, was able to join us today, and he's seated right here. And thank you so much for coming. And as you know, a development like Rosemary's Way doesn't happen with Catch alone. It happens with so many partners on so many different levels. Partners from the community, partners from the financing and professional firms that we use. And we do have several of them today, and I'm glad to say they're going to be able to come up here and say a few words. Before I introduce our guest speakers, I would like to thank some of our development partners that were kind enough to sponsor today's event. Metro Walls, Bonnet Page and Stone, our construction managers, and RBC Community Investors, one of our primary financial investors in the project. So now I'd like to introduce the chairman of Catch's Board of Directors, Mr. Ken Corneef.
Thanks, Tom. Good morning, everybody. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I'm very pleased to be here today. It seems like we were here just a few months ago on a windy, sunny day, and the tent was blowing away. We've got better tents now. This is good. I think Rosemary would look down on us today, and she'd be so incredibly proud of this moment, and I'm so glad, Jonathan, you're here to be able to be part of this. This is just a really awesome-looking project. When we got going here, it's something I think we can all be very, very proud of. And I know there's a garden that's in the process of being built and planned. And I invite you probably to, it's not all done yet, and today's not the best day to maybe see it, but there'll be a great opportunity to come back and take a look at that. So when I was thinking about this day, getting ready for this, as a board of director, we get monthly updates on where the project stands. And I have to say that, there's a lot of different people involved in putting a project like this together, of course, but two organizations I really have to call out, and Catch won't call themselves out on a project on a day like today, but I need to call them out. Them and Bonnet Page and Stone. These are not normal times, and they delivered this project ahead of schedule and on budget. And in normal times, you'd say that's pretty good. But these are not normal times, and the fact that they did that in these times is absolutely outstanding. And I think they both owe a great round of applause for all the work that they did here. So I have the opportunity to introduce the next speaker. Was going to be Mayor Boulay. And Mayor Boulay always had a saying, it's a great day in the city of Concord. So since he's not here, I get to say it. And I will let Byron Chapman speak on behalf of the mayor. So Byron, why don't you come up?
Thank you, Ken. And it is a great day in the city of Concord because of this project and because of the work that Rosemary started and the work that Tom brought to completion, Tom and Alex and all the rest of the great crew at Catch Neighborhood Housing. I have to extend the mayor's apologies, his regrets. He has been laid low by his COVID booster, although he does encourage everybody to have a vaccination and to get a booster. He called me this morning while I was having my oatmeal, and he said, can you get gussied up and get over there? And so I hope I'm sufficiently gussied up. I did my best. I don't have my bow tie. I apologize, but I was already ready to come out the door. So in any case, Mayor Boulay did ask me to present his remarks, and I will do so. he wanted me to extend a good morning and a welcome. He said that it is great, and it is indeed great for us to be back here at this site where we broke ground and to now celebrate this ribbon cutting ceremony and the near completion of this really important project. So much progress has been made since we were last here together, and it's exciting to know that soon these apartments will be filled with new residents who will call Rosemary's Way home. While Rosemary Hurd can't be here with us today, and that's a great tragedy that underlies the excitement and celebration of this project, while she can't be here with us, her legacy lives on and is still being carried out by Catch with projects like this one. This public-private partnership between the City of Concord and a community organization like Catch is an example of the great things that can happen when people come together with a common purpose. This 6-building, 42-unit development adds much-needed affordable and workforce housing to Penacook Village and the City of Concord. We all know that the rental market is extremely tight, and these 1, 2, and 3-bedroom units come at a time when the demand is higher than ever. The Hoyt Road and Whitney Road project is also moving along off of exit 17, and soon there'll be a supermarket and other businesses nearby, close to this project. These projects expand our tax base and add to our city's economic vitality. They also offer opportunities for a wide range of people in our community who work in a variety of roles and industries and who rely on affordable housing, commerce, and services. So congratulations to Catch, Neighborhood Housing, and everyone else who was involved with this project. This is an exciting day as we look forward to welcoming the new residents of Rosemary's Way. Thanks, Tony.
Thank you, Byron. And Byron is also a member of our Board of Directors. I just wanted to point that out, in addition to being a Concord City Councilor. So I'd like to introduce a few other speakers, and next on the list will be Kerry Holmes, representing Senator Hassan's office. Kerry?
Hello, everyone. It's nice to be back here for this ribbon cutting. Senator Hassan unfortunately couldn't be here today. She is down in Washington, but sent me on her behalf, and I have a letter to read from the senator. Dear friends, I regret that I cannot be with you today, but I join you in celebrating the ribbon cutting for Rosemary's Way and the completion of this important affordable housing project that will provide more than 40 new units of affordable housing here in Penacook. Affordable quality housing is critical to our economy and our high quality of life, helping citizens live independently and engage in their communities. The development of affordable housing not only helps strengthen our middle class and ensure that working families can thrive, it also helps businesses grow and attracts new companies and workers to the state. Rosemary's Way and the housing units created by this project will help to address the affordable housing shortage and is a lasting tribute to the important work of Rosemary Hurd, Catch's longtime leader and a champion for affordable housing in the state. Although Rosemary is no longer with us, her legacy will continue through Rosemary's Way and the many projects she worked on over her lifetime. Thank you to everyone here today for devoting your time, energy, and resources to ensuring that all Granite Staters have a safe and affordable home to call their own. I look forward to continuing to work together to build a stronger New Hampshire where everyone is included in our shared success and prosperity. With every good wish, Margaret Wood Hassan, United States Senator. Thank you all.
Thank you, Kerry, and thank the senator for us, please. Next on the list from Senator Shaheen's office is Rose Roska.
Senator Shaheen also cannot be here today, but she did send a letter with me, which I will read now. Dear friends, I join you all in spirit as we celebrate the official opening of Rosemary's Way and Penacook. Thank you to everyone involved in the development and construction of a critically important project that will stand as a lasting tribute to our dear friend, Rosemary Hurd. It is imperative that we work towards giving each New Hampshire resident a safe place to call home. By building more affordable housing options like Rosemary's Way, we are only pushing ourselves closer to this goal. Accessible housing does not simply improve the lives of the people who are finally able to enjoy the security of a stable home. It also represents an important piece of a community development that benefits all who live and work in the area. While it is certainly a success to celebrate, it is also an opportunity to reflect on the life and impact of the development's namesake, Rosemary Heard. I'm one of many here today who could share stories and recall fond memories of Rosemary. Her service and expertise touched so many lives. We'll certainly miss her guidance, her advocacy, and wise counsel. Yet, I know we'll continue to draw inspiration from our time with her and build on her life's work in housing far into the future. Thank you once again to all who have given their time to support the people of New Hampshire and ensure every great Granite Stater has a place to call home. I wish you all the best as you continue your good work. Sincerely, Jean Shaheen, United States Senator.
Thank you very much, Rose, and thank the senator, please. Next, representing Congresswoman Custer's office, I'd like to introduce Amy Slattery. I guess Amy was not able to make it today. Apologize for that. So next on the list is a gentleman here, Rob Dappis. Rob is currently the Managing Director of Development for New Hampshire Housing Finance Authority, but I would like to hope you'll all join me in congratulating Rob. He is the next Executive Director and CEO of New Hampshire Housing and Finance Authority, starting January 1. Congratulations, Rob.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and thank you. It's an honor for New Hampshire Housing to be a part of this event, celebrating this wonderful property. The property looks wonderful out there. It's an amazing job, and congratulations, Tom and Alex Panagiotokis and the entire team at Catch and Alliance for making this happen. I also want to acknowledge the efforts of the design and construction team. Ken said it well. Those of you who are doing the hard work, Metro Walls, BPS. Dave Johnson, the architect who designed this whole thing, doesn't like these kinds of events, but I'll thank him in absentia. He's an amazing superstar in this kind of work. So most of the construction here was paid for through investment that happened because of the low-income housing tax credit program. It's a federal program that's almost 40 years old, started during the Reagan administration, and it's enjoyed bipartisan support ever since because it is so effective at unlocking private capital to create and preserve affordable housing, and to create affordable housing that looks, feels, and functions just like any other apartment building, like a place that anybody would be proud to call home. It's a wonderful program, and I hope you'll join me in supporting the ongoing funding of that program. As I said, it's had bipartisan support ever since its inception, including the full and ongoing support of our delegation, which we so appreciate. You know, when I come to one of these things, I try to think what's special about this one, and I think what's special about Rosemary's Way is really something that's special about Catch. And Catch and Alliance work so hard at empowering their residents and helping them find stability and opportunities. Not that long ago, Catch put something up on their website. I'm not sure if it's still there, but it was a list of all the companies that people in their properties worked for. And I'll tell you, you would be challenged to look at that list of companies and think of a company in the Concord area that was not represented there. And that is how widespread and profound their impact on the community is. And I'll tell you also, not everybody who lives in Catch's properties that had one of those jobs had that job when they moved in. They might not have had the stability to maintain a regular schedule or to fulfill their obligations to an employer or to their family. And so that's why the work that Catch and Alliance does is so important. Those folks might not have found that stability and support in any other apartment building and with any other property manager. And so we so appreciate it. You know, Rosemary used to love to say that Catch Housing was a hand up and not a handout. And so I can't think of a more perfect tribute to her legacy than this property and the work that's going to take place here and the lives that'll improve here. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate the kind words. And Rob's exactly right. There are hundreds and hundreds of companies that our residents are employed by here in the Concord area and throughout New Hampshire, actually, and that is something we're very proud of. Alliance Asset Management is our property management arm of Catch, and they do a fabulous job managing the properties and helping with resident assistance to our different residents in all of our different properties. So another speaker is Angela Meehan. Angela is the Vice President of Community Development Lending for one of our financing partners, Eastern Bank. Angela?
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Angela Meehan. I'm joined by my colleague, Chris Scoville. We work at Eastern Bank within the Community Development Lending Group. We drove up from Boston today, and we're so glad to be able to celebrate this event with you. It's been 6 months since we were here in June, and it's amazing what has happened since that time. And though that time has passed, and as many have said, I'm sure all of you are remembering and feeling the ethos of Rosemary Hurd, maybe even more so now given the time and the season. And so thank you again for including us in that today. I'll try to be brief. I'm going to echo a lot of what's been said because being on the team, we all kind of felt the same things as being on this team. We were pleased to be the construction lender on this project and also an investor in the project, which means that when all this work is wrapped up and done, we will continue to be a part of this project, and especially as these units really become homes to people, which is the whole point. Homes that support families, individuals, and as we talked about, the larger community and the larger economy. So with that, we'd like to thank Ketch, New Hampshire Housing, RBC Community Investments, and the many, many other people that go into sort of supporting a project like this. And I know I speak for my colleagues at Eastern Bank when I say it's been a real pleasure to work with you. A little bit about our group at Eastern. We specialize in financing deals like this in Boston and increasingly in New Hampshire, so we're so pleased to be here today. It really echoes our sentiment of doing well by doing good, which is a cornerstone of our group within the bank, but as in the bank overall, and has been so since the bank's founding 200 years ago. And it's really projects like these. We wouldn't be able to do that without projects like these and organizations like these. So thank you again for having us today.
Thank you, Andrew and Chris. Appreciate you guys making the trip up to join us. It's been a pleasure to work with you. This was the first transaction that we did with Eastern Bank, and it's been tremendous. It went flawlessly, so can't thank you enough for that. Finally, I'd like to introduce Barrett Salter. Barrett represents the construction management firm of Bonnet, Page & Stone, and as Ken said, Barrett and his entire team, Mike Bolduck, they have done a fabulous job, along with Kevin, who hangs high signs for us here today. It's always nice to have a tall guy around. So I'd like to introduce Barrett to say a few words about the project. Barrett?
Thank you, Tom. Good morning. First, let me give you a little insight that we like to think we are a lot better at managing projects than talking about them, as you're about to find out. So with that said, I want to thank Ketch and the Board of Directors and Tom for entrusting us on this project. Very important project, and we are just thrilled to have been part of it. It's kind of nice to actually touch people's lives, something that's important when it comes to home and family, especially this time of year during the holidays. So thank you, Tom, and the board. We really appreciate your effort. But what I get excited about talking about is the team we were able to assemble here and deliver this project. And it starts with the architect, David, as we mentioned. We have the civil engineers, Nobis, and Chris. Thank you so much for a wonderful design. And then we put together a great team of contractors, from our site contractor, and then we get into our framing and drywall. And we had the privilege of working with Metro Walls on this project, who put a lot of horsepower in here and gave us the ability to knock this out of the park. We had a wonderful electrician, and these are all local New Hampshire contractors that allow something like this to happen and come together and navigate these new times with how long it takes to get most items now. And they did a wonderful job scheduling and assisting us putting this together. I want to thank Bonner Page and Stone and their employees. We're blessed to have about 40, 45 employees that truly care about what they do and pay a lot of attention to the details. And I hope you get a chance to walk through and take a look at those things, because we realize that this was a home. This is where people live, and we take great pride in our work. But thank you very much. I appreciate your time listening to us today. And once again, thank you for Catch Housing. We really appreciate the opportunity and the trust you put in us. Thank you.
Thank you, Barrett, and the entire BPS team. So those are the speakers now. I'll ask that you listen to me for just a couple minutes. As we've mentioned a handful of times already, a development like this requires hard work from many different people: financing, construction, architects, engineers, the whole gamut. And Rosemary's Way is no exception. So I'd like to thank the following organizations that helped make today possible. The City of Concord, great partnership with the City of Concord, from approvals to inspections to engineering division. Thank you very much. The Penacook Community Center was actually the nonprofit organization that sold us this particular property and allowed us to do Rosemary's Way on it, and their patience is greatly appreciated. Construction management firm of BPS, along with all of their great subcontractor firms that Barrett mentioned previously. New Hampshire Housing, can't thank Rob and his staff enough. The Nobis Group did all of our engineering. Chris Netto, Ken. RBC Community Investments, they manage and handle the financing. They brought in the great team at Eastern Bank. NeighborWorks America, our national organization that we are a partner with and so proud to be with them. Josh and ConcordTV, which is always here to help us out with publicizing these great projects that we do. And of course, the City of Concord and all of our elected officials. Excuse me. I should say, Ken mentioned it, Barrett may have mentioned it, but it can't be said enough. The fact that this team that we were able to assemble was able to put this project together during these unprecedented times, on schedule, on budget, and slightly ahead of schedule. I'll catch some flack for saying ahead of schedule, but essentially that's what it is. So I think that is so impressive by the work that BPS and their group did, and Nobis and all the professionals who stepped up. And people said, weren't there problems along the way? Of course, there were little things that came up, but the team put their heads together and said, if this, then what? And always had plan B in place in case that truck wasn't rolling in with the materials that we needed. And for that, I thank them, and I can't thank them enough for all that. Material prices went crazy, as everyone knows, and several projects that were to be like Rosemary's Way weren't even able to get off the ground. They had to be shelved for a year or two. And so the credit goes to all of our team for not letting that happen here and being able to deliver the project. And internally at Catch, I can't thank Alex Panagiatakis. She's our Vice President of Real Estate Development. She really quarterbacked this entire project along with BPS and the whole team. And Alex does a great job, but she wants to stand over there on the side. So Rosemary's Way is our latest and greatest project, but along the way, there's been many others. Catch was actually created in 1989, over 30 years ago, and it was a collaboration of dozens of motivated business leaders, community leaders, and residents who recognized that there was a need for safe and affordable housing within the community. That is still the case today, and that is still the core of what we do. We build connections, we build housing, and together with our partners, we build communities, and that's something we're so proud of. Thank you all for your support, which allowed us to build this beautiful new development. I believe that Rosemary would be extremely proud of what we have here today and what we were able to accomplish, and especially for the way that our team at Catch was able to come together and pull this together. Unfortunately, Ken mentioned we do have what I think is going to be a great, and Jonathan Holly helped us with that, it's going to be a great memorial to Rosemary. We weren't able to get it completed for today. Who would have thought? I don't want to give away the design. It involves granite. I never imagined that granite would be the product here in New Hampshire that we were not able to get timely. So I know when it's done, Rosemary's would have loved it. The need for affordable housing continues to be extraordinarily high throughout the state, and we continue to seek out new projects. So please stay tuned for Catch's next housing development. In order to continue to fulfill our mission, we need your continued support. Save the date for March 11th, which is going to be our annual fundraising event, and it's the Masquerade Gala. And we'll thank Erin Scheich for her coordination, and she's keeping busy every day planning that. March 11th, it's going to be at the Grapponi Center. Please stay tuned for that. That'll be a great evening. So now it's time to celebrate the ribbon cutting and opening of Rosemary's Way, and I want to invite Jonathan Hurd to help us do the honors. Afterwards, please feel free. We have some residential units available. Take a tour, walk through, and see what a beautiful job that this whole team did and how great they came out. And we also have refreshments. Help yourself. The refreshments were by the Post Restaurant right here in Penacook. Thank you for joining us today, and I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a happy and safe holiday season. Thank you.